Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, picture this for a second. You're standing on the tee box, the sun is shining, your practice swings felt incredibly smooth. You step up, address the ball, and whack. A wicked slice right into the deep woods. Ouch. We have absolutely all been there, and man, it hurts. But as your virtual caddy today, I'm here to tell you a little secret. Playing better golf isn't about avoiding the trees entirely. It's actually about how you walk out of them. Today, we're diving deep into the mental mastery of the game, and we're going to focus heavily on resilience.
So think about it. What actually happens in your mind right after you card a triple bogey? You know that visceral sting of a truly terrible shot, right? The tension instantly creeps into your shoulders. Your grip tightens up like a vice, and then comes that dreaded mental snowball effect. You just can't stop reliving the mistake. You carry all that frustration right to the next tee, and suddenly, one disastrous hole has completely derailed your entire back nine. It's a universally painful experience that every single golfer, totally regardless of handicap, knows all too well.
To fix this, we're going to follow a really clear syllabus today to equip you with some highly actionable psychological tools for your next tee time. We'll be covering 1. The inevitable bad shot. 2. Building the mental muscle. 3. The bounce back formula. 4. Reframing and self-compassion. And finally, 5. Mastering your golf mind.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the inevitable bad shot and the reality of imperfection. Okay, let's dive into this. The foundational truth we absolutely have to accept is that golf is, fundamentally, a game of imperfections. It's totally unpredictable. I mean, even the top touring pros in the world occasionally chunk their chips. They misread greens, and yeah, they sometimes miss those agonizing 3-foot putts. Failure isn't just some weird anomaly on the course, it's 100% guaranteed. Look at this incredible quote from our source material. Golf doesn't reward perfection, it rewards the ability to recover. That is a massive paradigm shift. Perfection isn't the goal because, well, it's impossible. Resilience, your ability to bounce back, is your actual competitive edge. The players you win aren't the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones who absolutely refuse to let a mistake define their next swing.
Moving right along to Section 2, building the mental muscle, where we are going to look at the fixed versus growth mindset.
You see, resilience is not some magical trait you're just born with. It's a highly trainable mental muscle. Think of it like this. Just like you hit the driving range to groove your physical swing, you have to actively condition your mind to recover from adversity. And that conditioning starts right here with your mindset. On the left, we've got the fixed mindset. This golfer hits one out of bounds and immediately says, "I always choke under pressure." They basically believe their skills and their flaws are just static, set in stone. But then, look at the growth mindset on the right. This golfer hits that exact same bad shot but says, "Hey, this is pressure training, I'll learn how to handle it." The crucial takeaway here is that a growth mindset treats every mistake, every missed fairway, and every lip out not as some personal failure, but as vital, necessary feedback for long-term improvement.
Now, when you look at the core traits that resilient golfers actually exhibit on the course, you'll see things like positive self-talk, adaptability, and composure. But I really want to highlight 2 specific traits for you here. First is emotional regulation. That's your ability to just stay calm when a bad bounce goes against you. And second, having a short memory. Resilient golfers simply refuse to drag the emotional baggage of the previous hole onto the next tee box. They just let it go. Boom, gone.
Which brings us to Section 3, arguably the absolute climax of our explainer today, the bounce-back formula for in-the-moment recovery.
So, we know we need a short memory and emotional regulation, but how exactly do we pull that off when our blood is literally boiling after a shank iron shot? Well, we need a structured toolkit, a psychological toolkit for in-the-moment recovery. And here it is, the 5-step mental bounce-back formula straight from the source text. I want you to really absorb this. Step 1, pause. Just stop for a second and breathe. Deliberately slow your heart rate down to calm that nervous system of yours. Step 2, acknowledge without judgment. Just tell yourself, well, that wasn't the shot I wanted. No beating yourself up, just a simple observation. Step 3, reframe the story. Say to yourself, okay, let's respond. I've definitely come back from worse. Step 4, refocus on your process. Focus on your routine, your target. And finally, step 5, execute with trust. Commit to that next swing like the previous one never even happened.
This formula perfectly captures what we call the next shot mentality. This is basically defined as focusing entirely on the upcoming swing and target, completely refusing to carry the weight of the previous shot's outcome. It's a game changer. This mentality is the exact bridge between refocusing your mind on the process and actually executing your next shot with total, unwavering trust. Let's shift gears a bit and look at Section 4, reframing and self-compassion, and how to finally silence that inner critic. Actually executing that bounce-back formula means we have to silence a very, very loud voice in our heads. To truly bounce back, we've got to deal with the inner critic that so often takes the wheel after a bad hole. The research in our source material makes this incredibly clear. Harsh self-talk, beating yourself up, calling yourself names, it does not motivate you. Not at all. It actually increases your stress, spikes your cortisol, and deeply erodes your confidence. It completely destroys your mental endurance. On the flip side, self-compassion, which is just speaking to yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a playing partner, actually reduces anxiety and builds the emotional safety you need to hit a good golf shot. Treating yourself with some common humanity literally saves your scorecard.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can immediately put this into practice using positive reframing. Notice those default thoughts in column 1. I blew it, or I've lost my swing. Let's be honest, those are dead ends. But look at the reframed thoughts in column 2. Instead of saying, I blew it after a missed putt, you tell yourself, hey, that putt shows me exactly where to sharpen my focus. Or if you happen to hit 2 drives out of bounds, instead of groaning, I've lost my swing, you reframe it as an opportunity to work on your composure. You are consciously choosing a perspective that keeps you firmly in the driver's seat.
And that brings us to our final section, mastering your golf mind for sustaining success.
We've talked a lot about how to recover in the moment. But how do we integrate these tools to maintain long-term, sustained success out there on the course? Well, this brilliantly illustrates how. To maintain long-term success, you have to actively change your entire relationship with failure. You can leverage those inevitable bad shots as stepping stones by using a post-failure reflection process after your rounds. You can actively normalize mistakes by exposing yourself to high-pressure simulations during your practice sessions. And you can even keep a failure-to-feedback tracker in your golf journal. By intentionally facing adversity in practice, it becomes totally familiar, so when it happens in a real match, it's way less emotionally disruptive.
So I want to leave you with this question to chew on. Are you ready to stop fearing mistakes and start trusting your bounce back? Think about it, because the exact moment you accept that golf is essentially a game of recovery, that paralyzing fear of making an error just vanishes. You stop playing defensive, tense golf, and you start playing with real freedom, knowing for a fact that you have the mental toolkit to handle absolutely whatever the course throws at you today.
If you really want to dive deeper and truly master your mental game, the source material for today's explainer, Unlock Your True Golf Potential by Diane Schaaf, is just an incredible resource. It's available right now on Amazon in both hardcover and Kindle formats. Go grab a copy, start building that mental muscle, and we will see you next time on The Explainer.